Okay, hello everyone. This is episode 14 of the weekly. We took about a 3 month hiatus because we had a baby, but now the baby is almost 14 weeks old and we're on episode 14. So going forward, we'll just like keep the episode number to that. Um, so we got Sia here in the studio with us today.
Hi, everyone. And by that, I mean the two of you
Yeah, so we're just
who are
gonna,
listening right now.
yeah,
Including us.
Yeah.
so we're just gonna go through today's news and shoot the shit, and then maybe we'll talk about something else at the end. We have the hurricane. Did you hear about the hurricane
No.
on the East Coast?
Yeah.
I think it's like the biggest hurricane to ever hit Canada.
Yeah.
So there's like tens of thousands of people without power and all of that good stuff. Um, Ukrainian cities shelled as Russia pushes forward with Moscow orchestrated vote. So they're right now they're um, kind of presenting the two stories as like separate things, the referendum
Mhm.
and the nuclear threat, but they're actually completely connected. They're going to integrate these parts into Russia and put them under the nuclear umbrella, basically. And it's kind of shocking how quiet everything is about it. What do
Yeah.
you think?
I've only seen like maybe one or two articles.
It's been normalized.
Yeah.
What if the West is going to use Iran
Yeah,
as a thing to distract from what's happening
Oh,
in Russia and
maybe.
just
it could be.
put it
But
under the rug? Like, yeah, that's over. This one is more interesting right
you
now.
mean like slowly back away and stop supporting Ukraine?
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
over. We did our money
Yeah.
laundering and everything, and is then let's just distract everybody.
Yeah, maybe. Depending on what their final aims are, right? Maybe their
Yeah.
goal is to have the war with Russia, or maybe it's not.
That is one thing that you
Yeah,
could never really be sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
They could want to basically.
Yeah. Did you see that tweet Trudeau posted about how
Yeah.
like people in Iran are protesting for freedom and stuff?
Yeah.
And Andy Lee retweeted it with, "Dude, you froze my bank account."
No, I saw this photo, this meme
Yeah,
of him basically saying that tweet,
yeah.
Mhm.
and then him taking a selfie with the truckers getting arrested on the ground.
Yeah, this Iran stuff, I thought maybe it was gonna stay quiet at first, like the first few days when it started, but it's really catching on. Right? Everybody's talking
The
about
first
it.
Oh,
few days
it-
it was quiet.
Yeah, but it after a few days because people didn't stop,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it slipped into TikTok,
Yeah.
Okay.
It did.
and that's how all the teenagers now
Yeah.
find out what's going on.
Yeah. It blew up on Instagram.
So you think it's because, yeah, so everybody found out about it, so they might as well, they have to write about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When everybody's talking about it's TikTok, it's the
Yeah.
most popular
Short
youth
video
thing ever.
Yeah.
And when they're all talking about it, like that dummy who does like a tutorial on how to tie your shoes in 3 ways, that guy's talking about it.
Yeah.
CNN's gonna have to talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
No choice.
So it looks like because of the hurricane, they're losing cell service. So just
Well, yeah, because they're probably knocking out cell towers.
yeah, just just remember that just just remember that you need electricity for gas stations.
Yeah. For everything.
Grocery stores have to start throwing out their products if the power goes out for too
You
long.
have to start throwing out the food you have in your freezer and your fridge.
It's not groceries. Everywhere that has
Yeah.
a fridge
Yeah.
and freezer
Everything
are
that
gonna
requires
lose
any type of
everything in it.
electricity.
Well, grocery stores is like the most one of the most pressing concerns. Yeah. When National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. I forgot that. Every year I forget that's a thing.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You don't like reconciliation?
No. Do you have any hot takes on this Alex Jones stuff going on? I don't really
Alex Jones?
I don't really follow it.
I have been
There's like
a court
busy.
case.
The fact that he admitted that Sandy Hook was a real thing in court. So
That was a while
but that was a
ago.
while ago.
No,
Yeah.
this recent one, the only thing that I heard about it was that he had talked about the judge
Yeah.
and they asked him about it in court. And he said he didn't, and then they said, yeah, you did, here's the thing.
Mhm.
And they showed him that he called her vindictive and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Whatever.
if I was like him, I'd be like, so
Yeah.
you are
But,
obviously. This is
yes.
not a legal court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just a political hatchet job.
Yeah. Okay, there was a hidden camera found inside an Ontario Tim Hortons. That's good.
Great. Love that.
Pandemic.
Ontario Tim Hortons, what? Bathroom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bathroom camera. What else?
Ew, why would you want to be in a Tim Hortons bathroom?
I
Do
have.
you know how many gross ass
That's-
crackhead women walk through a
Well,
Tim
that's the
Hortons
thing.
bathroom?
As someone who's worked in Tim Hortons, I think it was because he wanted to catch the people who were injecting stuff.
Maybe.
and
Maybe, could have been.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the only reason you'd want to look into bathroom at Tim Hortons. Nobody's looking at it as a pervert thing. Even perverts are like, nah, that thank you.
They're like, ew.
Yeah. So house prices are crashing. So when you buy a house, a significant part of that is the interest payments, right? And then the interest is going up. So those payments are going up a lot. So the prices have to come down to compensate, but it hasn't come down nearly as much as they have to, basically.
Yeah,
compared to
because
the-
the price is gonna come out of people's pocket.
yeah,
Like you own the house, you want to sell it.
but they don't want to sell it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because if you sell it, you have to sell it way low so the bank could get much more.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
Yeah, they'd rather just stay there instead of moving. What else is going on? Got more hurricane stuff. Frost advisory for the GTA, apparently.
Yeah, it's been pretty chilly lately, so
Yeah, is that for tonight?
Hell.
This week, apparently.
what day is it today? The 24th?
Yeah, it's the 24th.
Yeah, so it was yesterday.
So yeah, there was some talk about there being like a solar storm or something, but that's it. That didn't happen. And it doesn't look like it's gonna happen this week. So more money for parents. All right. World cannot step back on tackling COVID, according to WHO official. Nice. They're still trying.
World cannot make us irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, Biden said the pandemic's over.
Yeah, literally. But I bet you any money the White House will backtrack on that.
Yeah. Yeah, they keep doing the thing. Like I keep seeing the news. I keep seeing in the news, Biden says America will defend Taiwan, and then White House backtracks. And I'm like, this story again? But it's
Yeah.
like a new time.
Yeah.
Every time. This has happened like what, 2 or 3 or
Yeah.
4
So
times.
do you think it's
now?
on purpose?
I don't know. I honestly like the Biden admin is something that you can't really tell anything about it. Like,
I know.
is he even there? Like, does he have any role?
Is it a double?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, is he even
Can
alive?
you? Yeah. Well, he's alive.
Yeah.
But
Barely.
as in seriously, does he really know what's going on?
No, I don't think he does.
So who are the people who are making those decisions?
Yeah. good
That's
question.
if,
Besides
if we
Kamala.
don't know who that is, we can't really say, yeah, they're gonna do this or they're gonna do that, because we don't even know who's making the decision.
Yeah.
Like, how many are there? Is this like a committee,
Yeah.
or is this like the biggest donor, or nothing? We don't know anything about
Yeah.
who are the ones who are, because Biden, you saw a couple of videos today. He's like, where am I?
Literally.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of those videos
There-
actually.
there is.
It's not even just like 2 or 3 or 5 or 7. There's
He
a lot
said
of those videos.
There was a video. He's standing with Elton John and grabs him and says, "He's the to the audience. He says, he's the guy responsible for us having to spend like $6 million on AIDS research."
He, like,
Wait, did he say
Yeah, he
that? I
did.
didn't even
He
see that
did.
one.
Elton John was like, what the hell is going on?
And it was like, yeah. I mean, we get what you're saying, but yeah.
Yeah,
Bro.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, we don't know anything.
yeah, was that just yesterday or
When was that?
I saw it today. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
we saw it today, but I
every
don't know
day
when it
these
was
things
from.
come out?
Yeah, so we don't know who is in charge. Is it Hillary? Is it who? So there are different people with different
I don't think it's Kamala.
agendas.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. But strategically, US cannot lose Taiwan.
No,
Yeah.
they can't.
It just can't. It will
Which
lose
is
the
why
future for
Yeah.
good.
I thought it was so strange that the White House kept backtracking them saying that they would defend Taiwan, because he was at least saying the correct thing, but they kept backtracking on that. And I'm like, what are you doing, really? Like,
Yeah,
what
maybe
what
China
kind of
now
weird
completely
strategy-
controls the White House and Biden just doesn't know it.
Yeah, could have been.
Maybe.
I mean, China's in everybody's fucking pockets, honestly. So
Yeah. Let's see what they're saying about the new COVID vaccine because they like changed it now. We got some quails running around in the background
friggin-
yeah, they're
in the
fighting.
studio.
Just ignore ignore the birds and the baby.
Wildlife
bivalent.
documentary over here.
What does bivalent even mean?
Oh, that's a good question. I actually don't know. Have to do with.
Associated in pairs.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So they're two boosters. They're saying every 6 months you should get a booster going forward.
Yeah.
They're still going on with that.
Oh, fuck that.
The new vaccine is more effective against new variants, of course.
Sure. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, so it's just where you can get it, who's eligible. They're doing the normal COVID vaccine for 6 months and over now for babies.
Ew. Ugh.
Yep.
I am going to cringe so hard if our child's pediatrician is like, hey, do you want her to be vaccinated for COVID? I might spit in his face.
Oh my goodness.
How do you know he hasn't already done it?
Because
They do that secretly too, in secret.
they have to tell you specifically what they're putting
Well,
in
we'll
the
have to
body.
keep a better.
They can't just like put
Yeah,
whatever.
law and order
We'll
and
have to-
stuff.
we'll
Yeah, that's nice.
We'll have to keep a closer eye
Yeah,
after
no,
6
I'm
months.
definitely
They're literally taking children to clubs in schools and tell them, don't tell your parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's in
Here's a
schools.
penis.
Yeah.
This is true.
Risk assets are continuing to go lower as interest rates go up because, like risk assets, they are more forward looking. So lower interest rates basically means free money. So you can just throw them into anything. So you might as well take all the risks,
Mm.
which is why the economy is in such a like risk saturated state right now. So
What are risk assets?
so risk assets are more speculative, forward-looking assets. So I would consider like tech stocks usually, like the more like innovation stocks, crypto. These are considered risk assets.
Mm.
Safe assets would be like gold and silver, and the dollar is also considered a safe asset, and like treasury bonds. I mean, I obviously disagree with the dollar and bonds being a safe asset. But,
Actually, just recently, I can't remember which country it was. It was like the Netherlands or something like that. They just approved of a cryptocurrency being like a norm.
Oil's falling below 80, even though it was supposed to hit like 200 this year. It's weird that it's even under 100, but now it's below 80.
A lot of people are tricking themselves into thinking that shit is okay.
The idea is that because we're going into a recession, there'll be less demand for oil. And that's why the price
There's already less demand for oil.
That's
With all the push for
yeah.
Clean energy, quote unquote.
Yeah. Oh, so
Has an impact.
part of the thing pushing the markets lower, it shouldn't because it's such a small amount, but it does. It's the release from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve in the US. And they are scheduled to stop that on November 10th.
Oh, great.
Isn't that interesting?
Love
Right after the
that.
election. They're going to stop
Wonderful.
pumping the strategic oil into the market.
Of course they are.
Anyways.
Wow.
I'm shocked and also not shocked.
Yeah, I know, just like, what about December? You know what I mean?
Like at least this,
what about like November 20? You know what I mean? November 10?
Apply some thought here.
Yeah. Anyways, so they're hoping for inflation to go down because of non-essentials going down because people can't afford it anymore. But the essentials are still going to go up because we're not creating enough of the essentials. That's like the fundamental problem.
Yeah, so inflation's still going to hit it hard.
We're getting into the lame part of Google News.
Thanks, Google.
Science and business is interesting, but there's like sports and entertainment.
Oh, wait. What was that one about the moon rocket? Third time because of the hurricane.
Yeah.
Damn. That shit was supposed to be launched a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. HIV spike associated with COVID-19 lockdown. There is a lot more talk now about the bad effects of the lockdowns themselves.
Yes, that's true. But also, I have also heard that HIV was connected to those who have monkeypox as well, which is kind of like, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear HIV is really gay, but monkeypox is also so.
Yeah. So let's talk about what's going on in Iran. Iran protests.
Oh, Iran.
We have to.
So basically, um, there was like a Kurdish Iranian 20-something-year-old,
22-year-old girl
22-year-old.
Went with her family on a trip to Tehran.
Yeah.
She was out with her brother and a few friends.
Yeah.
She gets arrested. They beat the crap out of her. And
Because she wasn't wearing
well, her hijab was inappropriate. Yes. Like she has her the hijab, but her hair is showing.
Yes.
So they beat the crap out of her. They break her skull, apparently, and give her concussions, and she goes into coma.
Yeah.
6 days later, she dies.
Yeah.
And they basically just told her family, yeah, your daughter is brain dead, come to the hospital. And she had just gone out like a few hours ago.
Yeah.
And that triggered the whole chain reaction around the country. People just lost their shit this time.
Yeah. And explain why it's different this time. And you said everybody thinks it's different.
Well, because it's the first time that people didn't run away from the police.
Yeah,
they actually attacked the police.
Yeah, they did.
They ran towards them,
like screaming.
So has that never happened?
Never. Okay. Special forces show up.
Yeah.
And people don't run away. Yeah. They attack them. They kick them on their bikes, and they drop them to the ground and start beating them. No.
People have had it.
Yeah. So how does this
young, old 80-something-year-olds are in the street. Young teenagers are in the street.
Yeah.
Every city and all the ethnicities. There's not a single like racial, ethnic chance. None of that.
Yeah.
Just death to Islamic Republic. Dictator must go. That's it.
Okay. So let's say
it's not even about hijab anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it just started with hijab.
Yeah, people have been sick of the regime for so long. It started with the hijab and women's rights, but now it's moved into fuck the regime. We're tired of this shit. Let's kill it, stab it.
Yeah. So let's say all the people with the guns turn against the regime and they don't shoot the protesters and stuff. Yeah. What happens next? What's like the best case scenario?
Probably just like overthrow of government.
Well, the overthrow
that's the beginning.
The beginning. Yeah. After that, the best case scenario would be for the most prominent figures to get together and set up a interim government, set up an election, and come up with constitutions, versions of constitutions.
Yeah,
like we wrote a couple back in Turkey. Yeah. So everybody has some aspects of a constitution ready.
But then when you sit down to write a constitution, everybody's got a different idea and everybody wants to fight about it.
Yeah, you come up with that and then you put them to referendum.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a constitutional monarchy. Okay. This is a republic. This is a whatever Germany is.
Yeah. whatever the fuck.
They have like a chancellor and then they have a parliament, but they have presidents too. It's like, what's happening?
Yeah,
too much happening.
I don't know what their system is called, but whatever that is, like, and you put them on, and basically you go on debate TV. There will be debates and all sorts of things.
Yeah,
and people will vote on the system.
Yeah,
and then based on the system that people will choose, you start writing a constitution.
Yeah, but it's really easy to get into a situation where everybody starts killing each other, right?
No, not really.
No,
because people in Iran are not hardcore allied to any group. Okay. The only like really popular name in Iran is Pahlavi, the former king, and even his son is very popular, but is not that like crazy popular.
Yeah, but wouldn't like monarchists fight with communists and stuff? Like, wouldn't they get to a point where they
that would be the but that's that's all.
Yeah.
You said the best scenario.
Yeah,
I'm giving you the best case scenario. There will be election, referendum, choose the type of government, and then you write down the constitution. You put that on referendum, and then you get to work. That would be great. That would be the best. The other would be Mujahideen show up with guns,
Yeah.
start pouring into Iran, start taking control of some areas. Then other groups start to mobilize and start taking control of other areas. And then you're going to have a civil war.
Yeah. Well, couldn't you have like one revolution group that's supported
There are many
by...
other scenarios, by the way, too.
Yeah,
Like
you could have one...
terrorists come in and...
Yeah. Well, you could end up having like a proxy conflict. Like couldn't you have like one side supported by Russia, one side supported by America?
No.
No?
Iranians despise Russia.
Okay.
Despise Russia.
Yeah.
Because Russia has always been the guy who takes you to the middle of nowhere and leaves you there. It's like Russia has screwed Iran so many times, and they just took advantage because Islamic Republic needed Russia's vote in Security Council.
Yeah.
So Iranians freaking hate Russia. And China too. Iranians are not now a big fan of China.
Yeah.
Either.
How do you think this stuff fits into the whole World War III thing between the US and China?
Well, that would be the freaking, I told you, Iran is always basically ruins the narrative.
Yeah.
Iran was the third wing of China, Russia, Iran.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you take out Iran with its resources that it was providing for free,
yeah,
for like it's the second biggest resource of gas in the world. You know what that means? That means a freaking competition to Russia. But Iran has a deal with Russia that basically pledges never to compete with Russia over gas market.
Yeah.
Natural gas market. Iran has the second largest natural gas resources after Russia. So when Iran becomes independent, then there's a new gas in the market, and it's not Russia. So Russia is screwed, boy. So Russia does not want this to happen because that's the only country that provides something that Russia provides.
Yeah.
To that extent.
You think they could get involved with putting down protests? Russia?
I don't think so because Russians are so different than Iranians.
Yeah.
So they're going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And Iranians at this point are getting more and more armed. So if Russia comes to play, if Russia comes to play, it's at a point where Iranians have almost taken control.
Yeah. How are they getting armed?
By taking it from the police that's beating them.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like armed like an army, but they
starting to get some guns in there.
I'm basically hearing that they're starting to get some guns. Yeah. I heard from sources.
Okay.
And
that's something that's never happened before too, right?
Well, no, it did before the revolution.
Yeah, but we're talking.
But then they gave away their guns in three basically calls.
Yeah.
From the regime, they gave up all their guns. But
do people own gold in Iran?
Yeah.
Is that a big thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The state actually pre-sold like 70% of its gold, like last year, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're just basically, it felt like it. Like we had an economist friend who was like, it feels like the rats are just leaving the sinking ship. They're putting an auction stick on everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're just selling everything out.
Yeah.
It was like nobody has ever heard of pre-sold gold.
Yeah. Well, you better jump. You better jump early if you're one of the rats.
So yeah.
You better jump early if
so,
it's gonna.
Yeah, there's gonna be economic problems. Yeah. A lot.
So you think China's gonna have to be more careful going forward if this stuff in Iran becomes serious?
That's the thing, though. If the world was not run by morons,
then yes.
Then yeah, China and Russia would be in deep trouble.
Yeah.
If Iran goes. Okay.
But you're not sure that they would see it that way?
But no, there's freaking Biden in the office.
Yeah. You're not gonna have Biden there forever too. Time's ticking.
True.
But that's gonna be 2 years from now.
Yeah,
2 years, everything has happened.
Well, they could impeach him next year too. There's a lot of talk about that.
Still, we're talking months.
I mean, they say the same thing about Trump, but that never fucking happened.
Yeah, we're talking about months.
Yeah.
And they're crucial. And the smart thing to do would be for the West to basically protect Iran at this point. Don't allow Russia or China to move in.
Yeah.
Okay. Just protect the borders. It's like, yeah, we're gonna just be standing here.
So Iran's basically gone from being one kind of flashpoint to another kind of flashpoint,
Yeah.
right? Because before it was the Israel thing,
Yeah.
right? Is that changed?
Well, there's not been a single chant against Israel in the whole protest since like 10 years ago, since ever. People don't chant against Israel. They don't care.
Yeah.
They hate that their money is going to Gaza and Lebanon and stuff.
You think the nuclear program is kind of dead in its tracks now?
Well, the bomb is definitely.
Mm.
Yeah, but peaceful nuclear program, if Iran is democratic, why not?
Yeah.
Even though we don't really need it. We have, as I mentioned
oil,
before, gas that's coming out of our ass.
Yeah.
And second largest resources in the world, like 20% of world's gas.
Yeah.
So we can friggin' produce energy. We don't need nuclear to produce energy. But this is a big friggin' deal.
Yeah.
It changes everything, dude. Yemen solved.
How
Palestine solved.
Yeah. How government controlled is the economy in Iran? Like the supply chains and stuff? Are there
government? There are some private companies, but they've all been kind of muscled into giving part of it to the government people.
Yeah.
We officially have private market.
Should they be able to keep the supply chains like going, relatively speaking, if things continue to be bad in Iran, like protest-wise?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because trucks still need to move food back and forth.
Well, the government doesn't run trucks.
Yeah.
It's
in China they
the truckers
almost do.
Yeah, it's well, China is very different.
Yeah,
that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Iran, before the regime happened, it was a very successfully rising country. Yeah. So a lot of establishment, a lot of infrastructure was there. China had nothing.
Yeah.
So they literally,
trying to be modern.
They literally came up with all of it.
Yeah.
But before that, these guys just ruined it the past 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So there are private companies and everything that would run shit. And as I said, Iranians are very predictable people in that sense that when they put their mind on something, people just become saints suddenly.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be like, I'm going to go take food to that town over there that nobody has. Like, it's going to be a fucking thing. And that's kind of a mentality that they have. They get really excited about things.
Yeah. Well, for Russia and China, you could say that, being under authoritarian rule has basically permanently traumatized and scarred their culture. Like the actual Chinese culture itself is never the thousands-year-old culture. That's never going to be the same, right?
It won't.
Not really anything similar in Iran.
Well, the thing is, Iran, Arabs did that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1400 years ago. Like they turned the biggest empire in the world into like these slaves.
Yeah.
That they did whatever they wanted to. So Arabs already did that. And then it took a few hundred years until that epic was written and Iranian identity was returning a little bit. And then Mongolians happened. And Mongolians did the same. So Iranians are used to that shit. That identity, Iranian identity, just sticks. It stays. It might not mean as much as it did 2,000 years ago, but there is a move towards that, to go back a little before this embarrassing period.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that identity still survives. Okay. The Pahlavi kings worked really hard for that identity.
Yeah. It's really, really important to come out of this with the right narratives.
Yeah, they changed our calendar from Islamic calendar to the kingdom calendar, basically since the foundation of Iran. They went that way, the Pahlavi kings.
Yeah.
So they really went hardcore with nationalist stuff and they tried to create this, basically revitalize this national identity. And they did kind of a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we shall see.
Yeah.
What becomes of this
situation. Yeah. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. Oh, another thing, by the way, before we forget, the fact that we said what's different is women in the front line.
Right. Yeah.
When women are in the front line, as we talk about it, Men cannot be pussies.
Yeah.
They can't.
Yeah. So they rush in
Yeah.
when women are there.
Yeah.
You don't want to look.
Yeah, you don't want to look like a pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's different. It's not like women's revolution by any means, but yeah, the presence of women is very palpable.
Yeah.
Very. Christ, they're burning his
I mean,
house
there is quite a
in the
focus
street.
on women in
Well,
this
yeah.
protest.
That's the good thing though,
Yeah.
because otherwise we would have been left alone by ourselves again.
Yeah, who cares
Okay.
about some brown
But because
men
this
doing a bunch of
breaks,
stuff?
this
Yeah.
breaks the left's narrative that anything anti-West good, Islam good,
Yeah.
okay, women good.
Yeah.
Now these people are beating their shit out of women in the street,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of women in there.
Yeah.
So they can't really hide it. They can't sweep it under the rug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can't.
That's what happened. It broke the narrative. So they can't go against it.
Mhm.
That's
This is also that's probably the
so
reason
that's why we are pushing into
yeah,
it.
that's
also.
probably the reason why you're seeing a bunch of feminists online flock to it too. They're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, fuck Islam.
We are literally, it was kind of a conscious decision by a lot of
Mhm.
activists to be
Mhm.
like, you know what? Okay. Yeah, it is women's revolution.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If that's gonna shut these people up
Yeah,
finally
yeah,
and not get us fucking attacked,
yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's honestly the
Go
best
with it,
stuff.
dummies. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Seriously.
the women's revolution and it's just blah blah blah. So feminism, yay.
Yeah.
When the regime goes, all we need to do is show a few photos of I don't know, transgender school hour, reading hour, and that dude with massive tits to basically completely sway Iranians away for good from feminism and
Yeah.
all of that shit. So we're not afraid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe not starting next week, but at some point I want to take that first original curriculum, like the first 6 episodes, and turn them into like a series of PowerPoints, and then maybe we can go through it together as like kind of like a crash course version 2 kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
That
So at
works.
some point,
You
yeah.
know, melt it down a little.
And then we'll have somewhere to point people when, they're just getting introduced to,
Okay.
these ideas and what kind of stuff we've been thinking about. So.
All right.
Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
Yep.
We don't see you.
Well, talk to you. There was only